What's up, everyone? Today we're going to do a shoulder mobility flow as I am personally experiencing a little bit of shoulder impingement, a lot of upper back sore and tightness, so we're going to try and work it out together. I am starting in a folded over position, also trying to stretch out my super sore hamstrings, taking it into an inchworm, shoulder tap, walk the hands back to my feet. I'm going to repeat this 5 times total. Walk your hands out, shoulder tap, walk your hands back in, and then reach to the ceiling. And each time I'm trying to stretch my hamstrings a little bit further and try and stretch my arms up a little bit higher. Focusing on breathing. Really feel your body, what's tight, what's sore. From there, just doing some gentle arm swinging. I call these the Michael Phelps. Sometime I'm just swapping which arm is on top. Inhale, exhale. You can do about 10 crossovers. Then I'm doing internal and external rotation. Really just feeling what kind of kinks I got going on and trying to get the joints warm. So you can do, once again, about 10 internal, external rotations. Lots of breathing taking place here. And then go right into your arm circles. Start small. If you're really sore, really tight, these are probably going to start burning. I was looking at the clock. You can do 5 to 10 circles each direction. I wasn't comfortable going big yet, so yeah, my shoulders were burning. From there, grabbing a small band. There's going to be a lot of testing and retesting in today's mobility flow. So if you have shoulder impingement or tightness or pain, I want you to feel how these movements feel, and then after we do some stretching and some mobility, see if there's any change. So right now I'm feeling out the pass-throughs, and you'll notice on my face a lot of this stuff's pretty uncomfortable for me. There's always like a point where I'm like, ooh, ow. So I'm taking mental notes of all of that, and then hopefully by the end of it I'll see some improvement, and so will you guys. So take all this real slow. If you're feeling some discomfort, you don't want to push through pain. We also want to work it out. So now I'm going to lie down. I grabbed a 30-pound kettlebell, and this is my move to kind of set my shoulder back into place. So I'm going to punch that kettlebell up. If 30 is too heavy, you can go a little bit lighter, but I'm using this weight to kind of set my shoulder back where it belongs. And so I'm just going to hold that about 20 seconds, whatever you can tolerate. Once again, if it's causing pain, don't do this. But from sitting like in a desk all day, typing on my computer, kind of get that forward shoulders, this is a good way to kind of reverse that. And now I'm just making a 90-degree angle with my elbows and trying to reach up and behind me. So fingertips and elbows on the floor, and I'm reaching. And my range of motion is slightly lacking, but this is one of those test and retest moves that we can feel what that full extension feels like, and then after some mobility, test it again. So you can do about 5 reaches. Slow and steady, lots of breathing. Feeling my whole back on the mat. And then I'm going to, I don't even know what to call these. Not like windshield wipers, but forward and back with one arm at a time. Nice and slow, just lubing up those joints. And then I'm going to take the kettlebell and go for another round of 20 seconds. Go ahead and shake it out. We're going to repeat those movement tests, starting in the 90-degree angle, leading with those fingertips up and over the head. Repeat that 5 to 10 times, whatever feels good. And then we're going to repeat one arm up, one arm down, kind of like the forward and backward version of the windshield wipers. Go ahead and hop up from there. We're gonna grab a PVC pipe. If you don't have one, you can just use a band again, or you can grab a broomstick. We're going to repeat the pass-throughs with the PVC now and see how that feels. As you can see with my face, I'm still experiencing a little bit of discomfort, but there's definitely greater range of motion. And I always like to go 5 to 10 on the pass-throughs. From there, take it into and around the world. This time I felt a little bit of pain in one particular place, so I just really take a mental note anytime you experience tightness, discomfort, pain, what point that happens in, so we can kind of try and troubleshoot it from there. So as you saw, I changed directions on that around the world. Once again, you can use a band PVC broomstick for this. Now go ahead and give yourself a nice hug. I'm trying to pull my shoulder blades apart here and stretching all those tight muscles in between my shoulder blades. Tucking my chin down as well, stretching the back of my neck alongside of my shoulder blades. See how far you can reach those fingertips around, and then pull apart. Now you're going to extend those arms out and give me internal, external rotation with your arms a little bit straighter this time. And then once you're finished with 10 there, you're going to go find a small set of dumbbells or plates. I'm going to actually grab the 1.25 pound plates. You can use 2-pound dumbbells, anything light. I'm going to hinge and go through a series of I's, Y's, and T's. Now, I want you guys to experiment with thumbs down versus thumbs up. See which one feels better. This should not be causing pain. This is oftentimes used in shoulder therapy. The weight should be very, very light. Kind of doing some shoulder rolls. It will start to burn a little bit because you're lifting weights with small muscles. So I went through 5 of those I's, Y's, and T's. Now I'm going to get into some gentle neck stretching. I always like to say gentle because we're not yanking on our neck here. Just reach around your head, slightly pull to one side, breathe. Then I'm going to clasp my fingers on the back of my head, gently fold down, and then I'm going to rotate to the other side. We carry a lot of tension in our necks. It is very important to spend some time stretching. So this one I'm going to say do however long that it feels good and switch when you need. Then I like to take it into, you see how stiff I am. I like to take it into some neck rolls. head rolls. Ideally, you're not taking your shoulders with you. I'm super stiff and noticing now how I was taking my shoulders with me. Then head the other way. After our neck rolls, we're going to do an exercise that I call spotting. So you're going to spot the side, spot the front, spot the side, spot the front, and repeat this back and forth. We used to do this in dance to warm up our necks, but it actually feels really good to kind of test and retest that neck mobility and see if all of this stretching is doing us any good. And then go ahead and do the same thing. You're looking down, you're looking up, you're looking down, and then look up. All right, now if you have a rack or a rig, something with a band, you're going to loop a medium band, and we're going to do some shoulder stretching. Now this one, you want to make sure that you are not pulling the band. You are just letting the band pull your arm back. I'm keeping my ribs down and closed. My core is engaged. My pelvis is neutral. I'm going to shake it out, and I'm just leaning into that band, letting the band stretch my arm up, which is stretching out that shoulder. Now, I normally stay in each of these for about 2 minutes, but I didn't want to bore you, so I'm just showing you. So there's the facing forward, there's the crossover. So this one, you want to twist your body one direction and let the band pull the other. And then the third position, I'm going to put my hand in like a bracelet and then sink down. Thumb is pointed up, and I'm just sinking in. Once again, I'm not trying to pull that band towards me. I'm just letting the band guide my arm up. And then once I'm satisfied there, I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. All right, time for some lacrosse ball love. If you do not have a lacrosse ball or a mobility ball, I'm going to highly encourage you to order one or pick one up. Amazon always has great quick day shipping. Grab a mobility ball. This one's my favorite. It's got some like texture to it, so it really digs in there. And I'm going to cause myself a lot of pain with this ball. If it hurts, it's typically in a position that, or in a place that needs massaged. So I like to put it not over the bone. You want to find the muscle. So digging it right in between your shoulder blades and that scapula, up on your traps, anywhere where there's that big, thick, tight muscle. The biggest thing here is that you are breathing. It's going to make you want to tense up, cringe, lock up. Really focus on your breath, relaxing your body, sink your weight onto that ball. people. Notice I'm going to test and retest that same position again. I really like to see in the middle of my mobility if it's working. Is what I'm doing helping the issues I was having? So I was experiencing limited range of motion, I was experiencing tightness, and I was experiencing pain. And so as I worked through this, over the last 10, 12, 15 minutes, I'm alleviating some of that pain and then increasing my range of motion. So it's always good to do some tests and retests throughout your mobility sessions. All right, guys, go ahead and hop up on all fours. You're going to reach one arm through and use your own body to kind of twist and pull and stretch out the back of your scapula. This should feel really good. Nice gentle spine twist. So you're going to do this on both sides. I know sometimes this stuff is boring, but it is so necessary to stay healthy during your fitness journey. Really, like, we spend all the hours beating our bodies down, strengthening our muscles, but then we don't spend enough time working out the kinks, which is going to allow us the space to do more beating up. Go ahead and take it into some scap retractions. So notice I'm not really bending my arms, I'm just retracting in my scap. So I'm like sinking my body down in my scapula and then I'm spreading them apart. This one's a little bit tricky if you've never done it. Just focus on not bending your arms. And then I'm doing like some scap rolls. So I'm just moving them up and down. Now into my downward dog, pushing through. If you have a buddy, it feels so good if you can do a partner downward dog and they can push on your scapula towards your shoes. Oh yeah, it feels so good. If you don't have a buddy, still feels good. And then dropping down into a nice child's pose to finish off. Thank you guys for joining me on this upper body focused mobility day. I hope you stuck with me. I hope that you found it beneficial. And I hope if you were experiencing any sort of crinks or kinks in your shoulders, scapula, neck, or traps, that this helped you. Thank you, and we will see you next week.